And I do believe that those that are responsible for these evil occurrences are there, about ready to emerge from Antarctica, from South America, from portals across North and South America, and of course the other continents as well.
What Greg Evenson is referring to, what I have come to learn through my research and investigation, the entirety of what is in Empire Beneath the Ice, written by Steve Quayle. Go to stevequayle.com, click on the link to Empire Beneath the Ice, and get yourself a copy of that book, because that provides a foundation and the groundwork for what Greg Evenson just explained to you, as well as Xenogenesis and the giants as well, Genesis 6 giants. Those combined give you the blueprint for what we're saying. Steve, I didn't mean to interject or talk over you. But,
not at all.
But
I'm going to read Isaiah 13 in the Septuagint. The vision which Isaiah, son of Amos, saw against Babylon. Lift up a standard on the mountains of a plain. Exalt the voice to them. Beckon with the hand. Open the gates, ye rulers. I give command, and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath, rejoicing at the same time and insulting. A voice of many nations on the mountains, even like to that of many nations. A voice of kings and nations gathered together. The Lord has given command to a warlike nation to come from a land afar off, from the utmost foundation of heaven. The Lord and his warriors are coming to destroy all the world. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is near, and destruction from God shall arrive. Therefore every hand shall become powerless, and every soul of man shall be dismayed. The elders shall be troubled, and pangs shall seize them as a woman in travail, and they shall mourn one to another, and shall be amazed, and shall change their countenance as a flame. For behold, the day of the Lord is coming, which cannot be escaped, a day of wrath and anger, to make the world desolate, and to destroy sinners out of it. For the stars of heaven and Orion, and all the host of heaven shall not give their light, and shall be dark at sunrise, and the moon shall not give her light. And I will command, God speaking, evils for the whole world, and will visit their sins on the ungodly. And I will destroy the pride of transgressors, and will bring low the pride of the haughty. And they that are left shall be more precious than gold tried in the fire, and a man shall be more precious than the stones that is in Saphir. For the heavens shall be enraged, the earth shall be shaken from her foundation, because of the fierce anger of the Lord of hosts, in the day in which his wrath shall come. Now there's two types of wrath in the Old Testament and in the New. There's the wrath of man, obviously nations going to war against nations, countries against countries, kingdoms against kingdoms. And then there's heaven and hell at perpetual war from Genesis 3:15. Now the key verse here is this. The third verse, Isaiah 13:3 in the Septuagint, I give command and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath, rejoicing at the same time and insulting.
And with that, I will tell you that the same generals that over the years have kept me in the loop and said, look, one of these days, Craig, make no mistake, they're going to yard farm you, which is a kind of a crude way of saying, and you've heard it before, that they're just going to send in bombers and take out your home and all that you are. Well, may happen that way, may not. God just may hold them back. But I had a one-star in recent weeks come back to me and say, look, you have to understand, keep your eyes fixed on the sky. And I couldn't figure it out. And finally, I couldn't. I didn't know if he was talking about aliens or what it might be. But finally, it came to me, and he gave me a little hint. He said, Craig, those giants that you and your friend talk about are the worst order of business we've ever tried to plan for. And so, would you please not stop informing all the soldiers, sailors, Marines, so forth, and all of the law enforcement people. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there is no one I have greater respect for than those gentlemen who wear badges and who do their best and who are trying so hard to go by the terrible orders that have been set forth. And I've said over and over, gentlemen, ladies, do you get it that Nuremberg was about illegal orders? Where are these giants? Where are these evil ones coming from? They're coming from the Andes. They're coming from the Alps. They're coming from other mountain ranges. They're coming from areas on islands that people have not even heard of in most cases. Why? Because part of the evil is to keep this from you until the last moment. And then they will unleash everything at once, and there will be no way that we can fight it, no turning back.
But Greg was told by a one-star general that the giants are coming. And I'll let him tell you exactly. From Antarctica, the tunnels between Antarctica and South America have been absolutely activated. And these things are a half-mile wide by hundreds of feet tall. Did you get that? Doug, you understand how big that is? A half mile by 200 to 300 feet in the air. That's a 20 to 30 foot story building. Now, gee, why do they need tunnels that tall? What's critical for people to understand is this. Even Adolf Hitler ended up in Peru. After doing a show with you, Doug, I don't know, a couple months ago, I was contacted by a gentleman. He's older, and he told me about his dad and told me about the migration of Hitler from Argentina to Brazil to Peru, but to the underground citadels of Peru. When Greg Evenson told me that his one-star general was telling him to warn the people, it is provocative in the sense that it's no longer hidden. The gates of hell are open. You're seeing animals born with human faces. You're seeing the Chinese cloning humans, announcing it. They will not sign to any agreement. The chimeras are coming back. Pregnant tyrannosauruses with, and by the way, that word means terrible lizard, is basically they're going to extract live DNA. I believe and have been told by people in the know that they already exist. And then if that's not enough, now you can put into perspective, and this is why I said, Jesus said, men's hearts failing them for looking after those things coming up on the earth. The point is now you cannot deny the fact that the robot wars are here, that the, if you will, the Skynet is in place, that the end of human beings is going to be even more pronounced, the mouthpieces of hell. Who hates humanity more than anything or anyone or any things in the entire universe? It's the devil, because God in his majesty created Adam originally in his image and likeness. Jesus Christ came to reestablish that likeness. We don't quit being men or women, and by the way, that's by that is by design, not by desire. The whole issue of gender confusion all goes back to the same thing. The devil is tearing up the image of men and women before your very eyes, and the kiss the enemy's butt embracing pulpits are going right along with it. Now,
but when I have a general tell me that these tunnels are so huge that you can have 10 B-52s wingtip to wingtip in those tunnels so they can be extricated and used for what? Well, for war against mankind. That all types of artillery and other weapons of war are in those tunnels. We are anywhere from 40 to 75 years out from the latest technology. We are that far down that there are weapons you have never heard of, seen used, seen demonstrated, or anything else. It is that great a problem we're dealing with. Now, Steve, this came to me today, and I almost fell off the edge of the chair here when you said this. Tyrannosaurus rex, thunder lizard, terrible lizard. Have you ever heard, and I shouldn't put you on the spot like that, but what I was told was that these thunder lizards, the Tyrannosaurus rex, are going to be, in effect, the pets, the escorts for the giants. Now,
I have heard that, and the Germans even made a mockumentary about Hitler in Antarctica that showed one of the Nazi high command riding one as a pet. Okay, so they've already thrown that out. But go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
Well, no. I just, it was so stupefying to me because, frankly, Steve, I had not heard that. That was out there so far on the edge of the branch. I'm talking the twig part. And but nonetheless, these giants are going to be using the tunnels that have the openings in all of the continents, as I mentioned before. And they are going to be quickly overrun by millions of giants and other creations of rogue science. We know that science is way ahead of what we think they have done, what they have actually created, and because of that, what we're going to see will be so beyond the pale that we simply won't be able to deal with it. And that's why when I speak, especially to a few of the guys that are guys I went to state trooper school with so many years ago, they're just going, Greg, this is nothing like this have I ever heard. And I told one not long ago, I said, please, put your thinking hats on and be ready. Whether you're from South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, wherever you are from, and you are a trooper, you are going to be at the cutting edge of what is taking place now in these diabolical research laboratories. And how bad can it be? We can't describe it. And Steve, I have heard that, in fact, it was the One Star that said he believed that many of these giants were hybrids that were beyond what we have heard is the, quote, normal size of anywhere from 30 to 40 feet, that some of them are in excess of 50, 60, 70 feet or beyond.